Building for the Prime Minister. First, Julia Gillard got a visit from Hillary Clinton, and that meant some serious girl time. Then the PM jetted off for her first face-to-face meeting with the big guy himself, US President Barry Obama. Here's the Riley Diary via email.
Yes, this week started with a visit from the politician so famous she goes by just one name. Hillary. And she arrived with just one thing on her mind.
So we said we'd help the Secretary a good time in Melbourne.
He promised that we would have some fun in Melbourne.
Oh, yeah.
Mary, Mary, you're on my mind.
But the Red Queen wasn't going to let the Leakinator have all the fun. She'd promised to show Hillary a bit of a good time in her hometown too. And her idea of fun? A walk. And she of the one name was so wonderfully complimentary of little old us.
So the United States has no better friend than Australia.
I mean, isn't that a lovely thing to say? But something tells me I've heard that before. Wasn't that what she said to old Leaky a couple of years back when he was king?
America doesn't have a better friend in the world than Australia.
Yeah. And Leaky talks about...
There are friends who stick with you through thick and thin. Our American friends have done that for 70 years.
And the Red Queen?
We are great friends and allies of America.
Come to think of it, old Dubbya used to say it too.
We have no better friend than Australia and John Howard.
And the cricket tragic bowled it straight back.
That America has no better friend anywhere in the world than Australia.
Mind you, he used to say that about everybody.
Australia has no better friend in the Asian region than Japan.
Friends, they're a dime a dozen apparently, or a buck a bunch or something. The Red Queen headed to the region this week for the G20 meeting in Korea, joining big-time leaders like China's Hu Song-first, Britain's David Cameron, and that other politician so famous he goes by only one name, Obama. And when Obama met the Red Queen yesterday, you guessed it,
the United States does not have a closer or better ally than Australia.
Although she threw in her own variation.
Our two countries are great mates, to use our terminology.
The Red Queen said she was at the meeting for three very good reasons. First,
what happens here matters for Australian families.
And
second, what happens here matters for Australian families.
That's right.
And thirdly, what happens here matters for Australian families.
Yeah, we've probably got that by now, but just in case...
Australian families need to know that the world's financial system is stable.
And why do they need to know that?
When the global financial crisis hit and the world's financial system was not stable, that did have an impact on Australian families.
Because
global economic growth matters for Australian families.
But all this talk about trade, why does that matter?
For Australian families, put very simply, trade equals jobs.
Oh, so...
So what happens to free up trade, to increase trade, matters for Australian families.
Didn't realise Australian families are so interested, but there you go. Journos from all the world gathered to watch their leaders mingle with one another. And because we are in Asia, home of techno, wizardry and gizmotrons, if you want to get involved in a bit of diplomatic speed dating yourself, you can by coming to one of these natty vending machines where you can line yourself up with a world leader. G'day, Prime Minister, how are you? Good, having a good time? I'm having a marvellous time. But look, I hope you don't take offence. I had met you before, so I wonder if there's somebody else here. Let's try that button there. And hey, Barack Obama. How are we doing this? All right? How you doing? Right? Yeah. Look, I'm sorry about this, Mr. President. Please forgive me, but I must do this for my children. They wouldn't allow me to come home if I didn't. Very serious business. The Red Queen was a G20 debutante, but seemed to have a gee-whiz time. Although she's not yet well known on the world stage, the Koreans depicting her in a G20 statue as, well, an Austrian milkmaid. Or is that a Von Trapp?
My hills are alive
trying to correct their error, but with no idea what the real Australian national dress was. They redid her as, I'm not sure, an emo? Oh well, at least she can laugh it off, because in the end, girls, they really just want to have fun.
They dressed her in funeral gear, Sammy, for the death of inspiring rhetoric.